Brothers and sisters, take a nice deep breath in with me. Hold and release. So I've been paying very close attention to what's going on right now. As you know, that there is no actual president in the system quite yet. However, Joe Biden has a very good chance of winning. Odds are he's probably going to win, unfortunately. But this is all part of a great plan. Now, I want to get into... Now, I've been studying China and the communist regime and how they work. Now, how do they work? Well, they work off the people, and they work by... It's... What they do in China is similar to what's happening here already in America. They're only 5 years ahead, approximately. So, what they're doing is they are basing everything on a point system. So, in China, if you run a red light, you just lost points on your credit, you just lost points on your social credibility. So, you have to understand, this is communism. This is how it works. They call it Marxist. That's the term I just learned, actually. So right now, I understand why Donald Trump is fighting tooth and nail to stay in office, because he knows what's about to happen, and he's trying to prevent this. And could this come down to a civil war? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what I just was listening to was a man. He said, take a look what they're teaching in schools. We don't know what they are teaching in schools at this moment in time, because, well, we're not students in these schools. And I'm saying schools, I'm talking about high school, middle schools, preschools. But they're teaching people to... And I remember saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America. I remember the whole Pledge of Allegiance, right? And we pledge allegiance every day to America. Which, back then, nobody saw a problem with it. Now there's issues of it. But right now, they have printed, which I think is freaking crazy. Now listen closely. They have printed more money in the past 6 months than they have printed in the past 200 years. So they keep replenishing the system with money that is not even there. And the reason why they can't stand Donald Trump, and who are they? I'm talking about the bankers. They can't stand Donald Trump because they do not want him. Well, they don't want him in office, obviously. The election was obviously rigged. I voted for Donald Trump because I do not believe in what's happening right now. You understand there's people literally leaving, and my mother's a real estate agent. She's telling me people are fleeing California, Oregon, Washington, and a couple other states. You're going to see a divided country. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, the reason why they don't like Donald Trump is because he said he wants to keep everything in America, which is brilliant. But the thing is, now we have, and I read something on YouTube a long time ago. Now think about this. They said there's going to be this left-wing shift, and when it happens, and they knew it was going to happen, whoever said this comment wanted me specifically to see this, and I saw it, and I thought about it. And I kind of made fun of it at first, but I didn't really think too hard about it until about a year ago, and I'm like, wow, he's right. So the reason why they don't, again, like Donald Trump is because Donald Trump, he is for democracy, not socialism. And he is not by any means a fascist. So what you're looking at is slavery of humankind. This is just what's happening. Now people aren't prepared for what's going to happen. Due to them printing all this money, this is bad. Why is this bad? Because money is going to no longer be of no value in the future. This is the reason right now I'm telling you, invest your money. They say, the man I was listening to, freaking brilliant. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. Man made I don't know, he sounds like a billionaire to me. He's probably a multi-millionaire. I believe he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. However, what he said, and I was listening to very intently, is that so 1971, he said in a different video that we were taken off the gold standard, okay, by President Richard Nixon. Or, yeah, I think President Nixon, whatever his name is. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, when we were taken off the gold standard, there was nothing to back up the currency. Now, 6 or 7 years ago, I knew this was going to happen. I literally started freaking out to the point where I ended up in a mental hospital and a rehab, and I knew something was coming. However, I didn't know it was going to be 6 years in the future, and I didn't know how bad it was going to actually be. This is it. Brothers and sisters, you are looking at a very radical left-wing system. And I had a message yesterday from the president, and what I got out of it, and I'm not sure if this is exactly what he was saying is, but I did a video on how, if you look at my videos, how China, okay, are sending 400,000 students over here each year to learn things like artificial intelligence, this, that, and the other, but they don't stay here. They go back to the country. Now, why would they do that? Think right now. Why would they be doing that? Sending $400,000. I mean, excuse my language. Excuse me. I mean, 400,000 people a year. That's an army of Chinese citizens coming over here, gathering intelligence, taking it back to their country. Why would they do that? Well, it's because they want our intelligence. They want everything. And they want to turn this into a communist country. Now, if you don't know about smart cities are on the rise. They're starting to happen. But if you ever take a look at Beijing, China, take a look at the architecture of the buildings. They are futuristic looking. Nothing like New York looks. New York is very old school looking. I love the architect. I am very into architecture. But when you see the architecture of China, you realize, well, are they doing something right, or are they doing something wrong? And I think the answer is both. They're doing something right and wrong by enslaving people, making them work long hours. But at the same time, you have more billionaires and millionaires and entrepreneurs over in China than you do here in America. And they know nothing of old money. Now it's all new money, and I'm not sticking up for China. I'm only telling you of the intelligence that I have gathered. Now, Bitcoin, I believe, started off at it was only $20 a coin. But what they did with Bitcoin was so genius is they only put out a certain amount of coins to keep it so it can't be replenished. Now, think about this. If you right now have money, invest it in gold and silver, or you are going to lose everything. And people don't know what's coming. It's coming way quicker than I ever expected. This is a fair warning. You are about to lose everything, man. Brothers and sisters, people do not understand what's coming. I do. I have the intelligence. I gather information every day to share with you. You need to acknowledge that we are going under a socialist system, and they want to bring communism to America. Now, it all started with this. They needed to break the American spirit. Well, how do they do that? With vaccinations. They did it they're currently doing it through people wearing masks. So in order to do all this, they had to come up with a plan, and that plan is the plandemic. So recognize what's happening in front of your face, but you need to understand that if you keep investing, you take your money and you put it in stocks, you're an idiot. Because we all know the stock market's manipulated. Unless you know how to win in stocks, then don't fuck around in the stock market. If you don't have, as my mom always says to me, she says, if you don't have the money to put in the stocks, don't put it in stocks. Right now is the time to invest in silver and gold as well as Bitcoin. Brothers and sisters, that's all I have to say right now. But you better recognize this is coming way quicker than you think and you would have ever thought. And the reason why, again, the bankers cannot stand Donald Trump, the reason why he was voted out of office through a fucked up election, excuse my language, but that's what it is. It was an election in which we all know Donald Trump won, and he lost because, well, it was rigged. That's just how it is, man. Now, you look at somebody like Joe Biden. I got no problem with Joe Biden. I have a problem with Hillary Clinton. But they say Hillary Clinton, I already knew it. Hillary Clinton is one of the most crooked individuals you have ever seen in America. That's the reason why Donald Trump became president. One, nobody wanted her in office because she was losing her shit, and she still is. And two, Donald Trump's a good man. You know, he knew, I don't know, things, the timeline right now is just, it's just insane how quickly things are happening. You need to prepare. And if you haven't seen my video, Prepare for Lockdown 2.0, check that video out. Buy water, buy the necessities, buy canned goods. Prepare yourself because you're about to see something you have never witnessed in your life, and that's the collapse of the dollar.